If you've been watching this channel, you know that I frequently discuss roller coasters, but there are a ton of other rides that are just as terrifying, or perhaps more so. We'll be looking at some of the most terrifying roller coaster rides in this video. Here are the top 10 terrifying coasters that'll most likely cause you to get acrophobia. Before we move on, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you won't miss any future updates. 1. The Voyage at Holiday World. The Voyage was rated the best wooden roller coaster in the country by Time magazine in 2013. Riders on this unrelenting coaster experience weightlessness for a total of 24.3 seconds, making it an airtime machine with one of the steepest drops on any wooden roller coaster in the world. It pushes the conventional out and black layout to the limit. The Voyage is one of the 2 longest wooden roller coasters on Earth at 1.2 miles. 3 sections of the Voyage also includes high 90-degree banking. 2. Jurassic World Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure. In general, Velocicoaster takes visitors on an extreme adventure that involves them ripping and roaring into the air as well as through the raptor paddock at Jurassic World, which is complete with beautiful rockwork, lush vegetation, and a high watch tower along with its searching spotlight during nighttime rides. You'll probably need to sit down first in order to discuss the ride experience in more detail. An innovative ride vehicle that has been specially constructed to increase the thrills is used on the roller coaster. The second launch is a turning point in the coaster's plot and design. The first half of the ride winds through the paddock's vegetation and rock formations, while the second part launches riders upwards and away from peril into a series of uncontrolled inversions over the lagoon. In total, Universal offers 12 seconds of airtime, which is a thrilling length of time for passengers to be propelled out of their seats. 3. Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. As the tallest and fastest hybrid coaster in the world, with the steepest drop at 90 degrees, longest drop at 200 feet, most inversions 4, and longest airtime 27.2 seconds on any hybrid coaster. Steel Vengeance just made its debut at Cedar Point in May 2018, according to the ranking by USA Today. A 200-foot-tall initial drop at Steel Vengeance brings the train crashing to the ground at a 90-degree angle. An overbank turn, a zero-G roll, and a zero-G stall are performed after some airtime hills. Before the train approaches the ride structure, after the mid-course block breaks, there are additional airtime hills to throw riders off balance and cause them to experience 2 more zero-G rolls. Before the train hits the final brake run and heads back to the station, Steel Vengeance does a series of airtime-filled bunny hops. 4. Goliath. There are animals, giants, and Goliath when it comes to roller coasters. On this brutal body blaster traveling at 70 miles per hour that's not for the timid, learn why larger is better. The term hypercoaster is used to describe any roller coaster that soars 200 feet into the air. It's a special breed that'll fit you straight into the air. You'll immediately careen back down a mind-numbing 170 feet after ascending that first terrifying hill. Then on your approach to an even steeper 175-foot drop, you'll breeze past the gigantic drop like it was nothing. Everything on a hypercoaster is enormous if you haven't guessed by now. Then comes a barreling race up and down a 548-degree spiral that'll make you feel like you're approximately 1,000 feet tall, followed by another 12-story drop. You'll stomp up and down enormous slopes and bank hard over sharp curves. 5. Superman Krypton Coaster. The steel floorless Superman Krypton Coaster can be found at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas in the United States. One of 4 floorless coasters built by Bolliger and Mabillard that debuted in 2000. Superman's signature colors of red, blue, and yellow are featured on your seats on Texas' biggest steel coaster, although they regrettably lack a floor. You may feel like you're flying like Superman thanks to this floorless coaster. You'll soar 168 feet in the air while being framed by the magnificent Six Flags Fiesta quarry walls. Then be ready to fly across the 4,000-foot course and live the life of a superhero up close. As you go quickly from one part to the next, you get a genuine sense of free space. You may completely spread out your cape on the Krypton coaster and soar into the air unrestrained. 6. Banshee. The world's longest steel inverted roller coaster gives thrill enthusiasts something to shout about. The 4,124-foot-long coaster ties another steel inverted roller coaster record with 7 nauseating inversions. Banshee is a fantasy film about a wailing underworld messenger with flowing white hair and shining eyes. It has the following series of heart-pounding thrills with speeds of up to 6 to 8 miles per hour. This ride features a 167-foot lift hill, a 150-foot curving initial drop, a diving loop, a vertical loop surrounding the lift hill, a zero-gravity roll, 2 batwing inversions, an outside loop, a spiral, an inline roll, and a carousel. The riders on Banshee encounter an elevation change of 208 feet between the ride's highest point, the 167-foot-tall lift hill, and its lowest point, the Batwing inversions, because of the natural terrain beneath the attraction. Instead of the first drop, as in most other roller coasters, the top speed of 68 miles per hour is not reached until halfway through the ride. 7. King Dakar. A steel-launched Stratum roller coaster called King Dakar may be found at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, in the United States. With a height of 456 feet and a top speed of 128 mph when it first opened on May 21, 2005, it replaced Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point as the tallest and fastest roller coaster. Although it's still the tallest, Formula Rossa at Ferrari World in 2010 outpaced it, making it the second fastest roller coaster today. King Dakar's trains pull away from the station and onto the block section in Paris. After that, the first train has to wait for 30 to 40 seconds while a catch car travels down the launch track and joins the train. The train is then launched at up to 128 miles per hour towards the 456 feet top once the braking fins lining the launch train lower. The ride tower is progressively raised up by the train, which then slowly turns to the left by another 90 degrees. The train descends the tower at a 90-degree angle as it turns 270 degrees once it reaches the tower's 456-foot pinnacle. The train exits the spiral and descends the tower at a speed of about 120 miles per hour into a 129-foot tall hill. 8. Gravity Max. It's possible that the Gravity Max tilt roller coaster ride at Lipao Land Discovery World in Huli, Taichung, Taiwan is the world's most terrifying roller coaster. Riders are 90 degrees suspended over a 13-story vertical drop before starting the roller coaster ride at Gravity Max. Vekoma of Vlodrop, the Netherlands, constructed the attraction, which is also known as a Vekoma tilt coaster. The roller coaster has a 1,863.5-foot circumference, a 114-foot maximum height, and a 1,185 rider-per-hour capacity. The ride's top speed is 56 miles per hour, and its highest G-force is 3.5 Gs. There is one inversion on it. The ride has a maximum vertical angle of 90 degrees and lasts for 2 minutes and 26 seconds. The loop, which is 88 feet tall, is the ride's tallest component. 9. Full Throttle. The fastest and tallest looper coaster in the entire globe. The finest of the best is what you're riding, and it cannot be surpassed. No one else has ever accomplished the feat of looping 160 feet in the air before you. Nobody's even ventured to do it. Additionally, completing a loop of this size just once isn't enough, so you're doing it twice. There are 3 separate launches for Full Throttle, not just one. In other words, you'll easily accelerate to 70 miles per hour from a full stop. You'll launch again at the same high rate of speed but in reverse. The name Full Throttle refers to the ride's idea of YOLO and living life to the fullest. Lap bars are used to confine riders. Riders are launched into the 127.1-foot wide, 160-foot tall vertical loop at the beginning of the ride. The train then makes a bank bend and enters a tight, curved diving tunnel into the former monorail system tunnel for the park. This diving loop flips. An automatic voice then slows the train to a stop and starts counting down from 3. Riders are then propelled halfway up to the curving descent before going backward. Once more rolling through the tunnel, the train is then propelled forward as it enters the 160-foot top hat before approaching the last brake run. 10. Formula Rossa. Take a seat, don your goggles, and get ready to ride the world's fastest roller coaster, which will accelerate you to 240 kilometers per hour in 4.9 seconds. You'll cross the finish line feeling like a true Scuderia Ferrari winner after conquering heart-pounding heights of 52 meters and with the adrenaline rush of 4.8 Gs riding high. Formula, the fastest roller coaster in the world, Rossa can go from 0 to 240 kilometers per hour in 4.9 seconds. As you soar to a height of 52 meters, your stomach will experience a rush of 4.8 Gs. And that's all for today, guys. We hope you liked this video. Please do like and subscribe to this channel.